Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Piglet here once again, and I'm Mickey Mouse here, and we are back for the Maxi Toys. And welcome back to my Let's Play of Super Smash Bros. Melee from the Nintendo GameCube. So yesterday, that we actually did select Samus in, in this case, Samus Aran in Classic mode. And today for this episode, we're about to be revisiting Adventure mode. You remember how last time that we actually did use Bowser as for part of the previous Adventure mode video? But this time around though, we're going to be using a different type of newcomer introduced in the Super Smash Bros. Lineup, which will have to be probably the most, quite literally the trickiest character to use in my opinion when it comes to harder difficulty. But here we have Princess Peach, and she's first appeared in Super Mario Bros. In 1985, around the same time as when Bowser was first appearance on, which is kind of interesting. So how it works for Princess Peach in Super Smash Bros. Melee alongside with the future installments as well? That she wasn't appeared in the 64 installment, but it's mostly because of the limitations of the cartridges or something like that. But yeah, Peach is the only one that she can actually just firstly introduce into this game. So how it works for her? Well, basically she has a well, obviously the standard B attack is by using Toad. Now Toad can be some sort of useless at first, but then after what you realizing it is that if you get closer to the opponents or what have you, I think that might actually encounters the like a counter attack. Oh wow, we got a legendary Pokemon there. So yeah, in addition to Super Smash Bros. Melee has some huge ton of like Pokemon and what have you since Generation 1 and 2 came out. This game actually introduced legendary Pokemon, which if you get like a legendary Pokemon like we did for Ho-Oh from Generation 2 when Pokemon Gold came out during the Game Boy Color, alongside with Lugia from Pokemon Silver version, and then Suicune from Crystal version, which the Crystal version in that particular... What? How did that hit me? That's just really lame. Anyway, so... yeah, so basically that how what Peach actually worked out is the fact that, oh yeah, by the way, I'm taking a note from The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, except Ocarina of Time, but usually you get yourselves a bunny hood, which if you actually equip that, this means you actually go way fast. So, yeah, let's just see Mario got kicked out of the match while Luigi jumps in instead, which I found was really hilarious. Which, I always do that. Now, eventually, it's as far as at this point, that, occasionally when we get into, different characters or whatnot, we might actually just go ahead and say now, that, I'm pretty sure that, when it comes to some characters will be actually showcased, that, usually we're just gonna have to sometimes usually just fight Luigi, or other times we're gonna have to fight with Mario, because usually that you guys already saw this particular fight from before since the Bowser playthrough, so even then that was actually the second time we're gonna be fighting against with Luigi. And that is how you're supposed to get to unlock Luigi in Super Smash Bros. Melee. So yeah, if you guys can tell already, assuming the unlockable method. So what the world? What entire nation is going on here? So yeah, apparently we're actually fighting against Luigi yet again, and we're pretty sure that we can still fight the doppelganger of Peach, but she actually uses her Daisy costume, or in this case Daisy's colors, which that makes it more the Delta for, which again, this is actually the last somewhat of the last Mario game to actually feature that costume, because even then that costume do make its first appearance since Mario Tennis from Nintendo 64, as I said, and I'm pretty sure that in Mario Party 3 as well, but even then though, until it gets to, again, Mario Party 4, that Daisy's costume will change. Like, the crown will be acted out as a part of the gold crown, just like Peach counterpart, and also her skirts will actually become drastically different, so yeah. So yeah, that makes perfect sense for that knowledge. So anyway, let's get into the Peach's movesets then. Peach can actually perform a standard B attack, or in this case a smash attack, which is basically a Toad. Now you might seem to think that, oh my god, Toad is actually quite useless. But turns out it was actually a counter attack apparently, because if you actually get closer to an opponent or what have you, sometimes it gets like a counter attack, which can be really quite a good advantage for that in retrospect. And as far as that though, Up B can actually let Peach activate a Power Cell, which if you actually take out the umbrella or something like that, then she could actually glide for a few moments or a few altitude for a few moments. Oh wow, it goes also a different theme playing on the underground maze. Because as you can hear, that this theme actually comes from Fire Emblem, which usually Fire Emblem did sort of came out on, at least in Japan, about a long time ago or something like that. But even that though, I think Fire Emblem is still going pretty strong since the latest game in the series, Fire Emblem Fates, including the likes of how, if you couldn't tell already, that we actually saw some bunch of characters from Fire Emblem. Well, one of them is actually a proper newcomer, and one was actually somewhat of a newcomer, but in also reality a clone character to Marth. But it's usually just a Roya to begin with. That's quite weird that how we actually just supposed to float and we somehow landed into the finish. Or this goes to Triforce even, without even showing. Yeah, it seems pretty weird. But yeah, every time when you're about to revisit to Underground Maze, the Triforce location will randomizely placed. So, just want to let you know that. So, here we go with a Princess Duel. So, here we go with the ruler of the Mushroom Kingdom versus the ruler of the Hyrule. Usually Princess Zelda versus Princess Peach, so it's like a Princess Duel. But except the one noticeable thing though is the fact that Zelda can actually temporarily likely transform into, if you press down B attack, which we'll explain more on the Zelda's movesets until we actually get to her, until we get to adventure mode with her, so we will get to that for sure, we'll promise. Alright, here we go with Bremstar, and basically we have to refight against with Samus, so let's see how this goes, hey? So, there's quite a lot of things we could actually talk about for today, is that today, recently, we are 19 years old right now, because usually, that we just had a ton of gifts for this today. That we actually got a crap ton of like gifts and stuff like that, like usually we just actually doing pretty well with the YouTube department, and plus not to mention, oh my god, I seriously hate explosions. Jeez. I don't think we can actually catch up with her. Oh, there we go. So, yeah. As far as I noticed from that until right now, that we actually got some ton of stuff we actually got from today is the 11th of October. And I've got like quite a few items, mainly some more DVDs, amiibos, or in this case just only, I think there's only 2 of them at the moment. Because usually we already got a Rosalina and Warrior one already from upon when it's pre-ordered or upon its release, among the same day as when Mario Party Star Rush came out, and even Paper Mario Color Splash for that matter. Alright, here we go with this self-destruct sequence again, so... Anyway... So as far as the another 2 new amiibos that we actually got, which are Donkey Kong Super Mario lineup, including Boo, from also from the Super Mario lineup. Now, the reason why that we decided to go ahead and say now that I think the reason why we actually picked up the Boo amiibo is the fact that thanks to the Super Mario Wikipedia, or even the trailer for that matter, for the amiibo trailer, thankfully though, Boo was actually a playable character, well only in specifically in Mario Shuffle mode, which for that matter you can like do an optional thing for the amiibo departments, but even then though you can't like use a cardboard cut-out versions of the main cast of characters itself this time around, as opposed to Mario Party 10. That you had to acquire the amiibo in order to play Amiibo Party, but thankfully in Mario Shuffle though, I think the amiibo system can be sort of optional. Well, usually that's why I was just noticed. But yeah, as you can see that, you know that Kirby has, which it has like a crown on here, that's what Princess Peach's moveset has. But even that though, that's how Toad actually plays out from the counter-attack. So yeah, that's kind of handy, if you say so. But yeah, even then though, I found myself just to be... It kind of felt really hard sometimes for me when I was trying to be pretty much precise with the Toad's move. But even then though, that's all I could say. And yeah, I apologize for that annoying sniffing part again, it's because we yet again got Block's nose again, which is really irritating. So, anyway, So, and yeah, that's all I could say about these amiibos that we got so far. Damn! Peach has actually got herself a crap ton of tools. Like, there was one which is, for instance, the tennis racket, and as well as the golf club, and the saucepan, and I think that's it. Yeah, she's really, really badass here, I have to say. Yeah, because usually that, even then though, that, thanks to the, although she has sort of done this before in, during that, Mario Party series, or Mario Party franchise, that how, if you manage to select Peach in, for instance, in Mario Party 2 Bowser Land, if you actually, use Princess Peach in the last board in Mario Party 2, that, Peach is actually gonna kick Bowser's butt. But also, Princess Peach will get her own adventure in during Nintendo DS called Super Princess Peach. I kind of wish it makes a sequel to that part, but even then, though, that's definitely not happening so far, because especially noticeable when I was hoping to actually let Super Princess Peach 2 will come out in the 3DS, but that turns out it's not true. I think it's mostly due to the fact that I think it's probably the review scores or something like that for the first game, or in this case Super Princess Peach in general, but I digress. Yeah, sorry about that folks, it's just a really irritating noise, so we really do apologize. So anyway, another thing we actually got from ourselves is the new stack of DVDs that we actually got so far, which is our Kung Fu Panda 3 film collection that contains Kung Fu Panda 1, Kung Fu Panda 2, and Kung Fu Panda 3. So the reason why we decided to get these 3 films in this compilation, this means we can actually watch those 3 Kung Fu Panda films again. Do we get a chance to... Aw, come on. There's gonna be rare times whenever I was gonna find myself just actually think that, if the game tells me that, likely, you're gonna have to fight Fox a lot. Not Falco. But I'm pretty sure that in order to actually fight Falco, though, however, I'm pretty sure they need to be fast in these matches, though. I'm pretty sure that's what if I was mistaken. Although I may be wrong about that, but even then, though, that gets some sense of confusion. So, you know. So yeah, that's about it for when we got ourselves Kung Fu Pandas 1, 2, and 3 free film collection, so that's why we decided to go. And as well as the new Sonic Boom DVD came out in UK, which was just about yesterday, which that's what Mickey and I didn't explain until in the previous episode, that the episode, or in this case the volume of the finale, or in this case the last Season 1 DVD on UK and Sonic Boom department, which was called No Robots Allowed. And we haven't watched the Mario Knuckles yet though, but even then though, we will get to that eventually, since we actually do a retrospective on Sonic Boom episodes from time to time. But I still managed to find out that the sound chip department in the UK version of Sonic Boom on DVD is slightly a bit off to me. So anyway, yeah, that's the reason why we got ourselves Sonic Boom No Robots Allowed DVD, which is really awesome. And you know, you guys who lived in North America, that if you actually order Sonic Boom Fire and Ice as a part of the collector's edition, which contains 3 episodes in the Sonic Boom DVD episodes, which fundamentally it contains the Chilly Dark Day or Chilly Dark Afternoon, and as well as what else is on here? The one with the episode that has Metal Sonic featured, and lastly, Shadow the Hedgehog was actually featured on the last episode of the season 1 department. So you know how the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, that at least in North America anyway, that we seem to be almost done with that particular season 6 so far, because even then North America only has 3 episodes remaining, which are Top Bolt and The Way Back Again, Part 1 and Part 2, so to speak. Apparently though, that during that the 4th of October, they've said that they've recently confirmed that this is not going to be the finale of the seasons of the show so far. No, I believe, if I'm not mistaken here, I'm pretty sure that the season 7 it was actually confirmed about just recently. Which, I don't know why, but I'm pretty sure it will actually just be confirmed until 2017, among the same year until when the actual movie will about to be developed. But hey, at least I'm looking forward to season 7 so far. But hey, at least I was hoping it'll become super strong if I have to think about it, compared to how it does in season 4. Because season 4 of My Little Pony Adventure Miss Magic will have to be one of my favorite seasons of the entire show, because of how energetic works. And also, not to mention, I really love the finale of season 4. It kind of reminds me like a Dragon Ball Z episode, I will admit that. So anyway, we raced through the F-Zero track, and we somehow used the Paracel for our safest glide, without any getting hit by the F-Zero vehicles, of course. Alright, let's kick the butt out of the Captain Falcon right here, so let's go ahead and get this thing going. And speaking of when I already mentioned about Sonic Boom Fire and Ice, recently we got ourselves Sonic Boom Fire and Ice. And if we've played Sonic Boom Fire and Ice, I found Sonic Boom Fire and Ice is... Are you for real? Why are there too much explosions that's been going on? Oh jeez, I don't know what the hell was happening today. Oh man. I'm pretty sure these bubbles will actually come and get us whenever we try to do so. But hey, at least we're hoping we're going to actually not to lose the last stock. But even then though, if we actually got a continue or whatever, unfortunately though, we might actually get ourselves a missed chance for fighting against Giga Bowser Frog. At least we're hoping not. So here we go with Own It. So, and another yeah, let's talk about more on some Peach's special moves right here. Like, Side B attack for Princess Peach is actually a Peach Bomb, or in this case a Hip Bomb, which if you time this perfectly, then you should be able to get yourselves a direct hit on your opponents. Sometimes though, it can be tricky to perform if you actually get closer to the opponent, because sometimes they will distract you when you do not perform it. And plus, not to mention though, down B attack can be used as vegetable, which taking a note from Super Mario Bros. 2 USA, which you can only use it in ground though, however, so, great, we lost. We lost by a whole bunch of NES, so that's kind of unfortunate. This might actually be the exact same, continuous section in the likes of the Slim Kirby's playthrough version. Because even then though, that Peach is kind of hard to actually, deal with these opponents sometimes, especially on harder modes and stuff like that. But, yeah, as I said earlier, that the down B attack for Princess Peach anyway can actually perform a vegetable move, which, again, sort of similar to how it does it when you played Super Mario Bros. 2 USA, well, for the NES anyway, and also Doki Doki Panic from Japan. And then, as well as, and also taking a note from Super Mario Bros. 2 is the fact, in this case the USA version of Super Mario Bros. 2 USA, that usually that you can actually just hover for you can actually hover for like an altitude for a few moments, which if you hold down the X button, or in this case the jump button, if you actually hold down the jump button in midair, then you can actually perform a hover ability, which can be quite an advantage if you actually go bypass the bottomless pit or anything. Like, for instance in F-Zero Grand Prix, so you can basically bypass the bottomless pits no problem. There we go, now we actually beat the crap out of the NESs here. Unfortunately though, we only used the continue, so I think we pretty much lost track of the points amount, so that's just a bit of a stupid department, but oh well. Alright, here we go with Icicle Mountain, one of the most annoying levels in the entire game, I will say. But at least the music is kind of catchy though. But anyway though, so, yeah. So, yeah, the only problem I have with Princess Peach though is that sometimes the defense, the offense or the defense is sometimes it's kind of miserable for me. But usually that's always because she was actually quite light weighted compared to Mario's medium weight or height even, or weight, or even Bowser's heavyweight. But even then, that's just for my personal preference here. But she's still a pretty fun character to use though. It's just that the fact that the damage output is too high for her. Or for that matter, when it comes to actually trying to, like, even then, when you almost have 100% of that little department. So, yeah, so, again, just like I does in Super Smash Bros. 64, that, in order to actually hit people, in this case some of these opponents, is that the higher the percentage of your percentage meter will actually becomes. So yeah, that's how that works. Alright, so there we go. That's what I get. So now we're gonna be dealing with the wide-framed fighters during the battlefield. Oh yeah, there's one more thing we have to mention this to you, is the fact that once you actually get to this stage, only exclusive to the adventure mode by the way, that what's really weird about this level here is the fact that you actually get yourselves a floaty physics involved, which I think is more likely just an altitude of this the space physics and stuff like that, because usually we're almost at the space colony or something like that. I found this so weird that how the one on the second player percentage thing on the icon there, it actually blocks the face of Princess Peach's stock, which I found was kind of odd. But again, you usually just fight like 5 of them each time every time you knock them out, and yeah. And speaking of Sonic Boom, that apparently they actually, just to confirm, that Sonic Boom Season 2 will actually get a confirmed release date. It will actually be released until, more likely, I'm guessing it might be the 29th of October, 2 days before the Halloween starts. Which seems really odd, because considering that how back in 2014, that Sonic Boom Season 1 on the show for that matter did first start it in 2014, sometime in November, among the same month as when the Sonic Boom games came around. While I still usually prefer Shadow Crystal over Rise of Glory, because, oh god, I don't want to talk about Rise of Glory, because I despise that game. But I digress. So, yeah, I'm actually looking forward to that, actually, for the Season 2 of Sonic Boom, including Season 7 of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic as well. So even then, though, I'm mostly excited. So, yeah, because, you know, we're still the bronies after all, so yeah. So yeah, as far as we played Sonic Boom Fire and Ice recently, I found this quite easily quite better than Shadow Crystals was when it comes to, like, exploration. Because even then, though, collecting those items are pretty much optional this time around. So, yeah, you don't have to worry about requiring to get these items in order to beat the game. Which I found is a little bit too much of a pace breaker I found from the, Shadow Crystal was. But at least it's still much better than, Rise of Glory was. And final thing we actually got for today, which was the new Mario Party game, which we talked about a couple of dozens of times, which was Mario Party Star Rush. And for what we played of it, it was actually quite fun actually. Like, usually it's quite better than Mario Party Advance for sure, and I think some people usually think that Star Rush is considerably slightly better than Mario Party 10 version, because usually Mario Party 10 did heavily borrow some of the stuff from Mario Party 9. Although it does have a unique mode in Mario Party 10, so just Bowser Party will have to be the most highlight mode in Mario Party 10. And Mario Party 9 is just basically just brings the car mechanic, and that's about it. And yeah, that's all I can say about this, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, mostly quite happy to actually get ourselves some bunch of stuff we actually got for today. And we're pretty much excited to actually just know this. Alright, so we beat the crap out of Bowser, and oh! Okay, so we got stage clear at least, so, okay, so, yeah, I guess we don't need to actually worry about that at the moment, because usually, that, since we actually did use only one continue in the Own It, level, where we got beaten up by, the 3 Nesses, mostly the colored Nesses, but, yeah, apparently, that this will actually be the second time fighting against Giga Bowser somehow, so thank you for letting us go actually just to fight against with him for a second time. But this time with Princess Peach. So I'm guessing this might be a bit tougher for Princess Peach because again, the offense is quite easily be so much more not as strong as compared to the heavyweight characters. But still, I think Giga Bowser might actually kick our butts at any moment. So, let's just see what this happens here. Oh crap. So yeah, that's all we can really say about this episode for this, folks, because yeah, you know, a lot of things we actually got for today, and it's actually a good thing that, oh, damn. God dang, that's actually quite a lot of damage right there. So yeah, a important thing to know is the fact that in order to actually knock down Giga Bowser out, Now you need to be sure you need to let his percentage meter goes even a lot higher. Like, let's take for instance, if he goes up to 300 or even 400 for that matter, at least for percentage meter anyway. That way he'll easily be getting a bit weaker than 0% or something like this. So yeah, that's how it usually works. Alright, so let's beat him with that, thanks to the Blossom, the Pokemon that temporarily lets the opponents can actually sleep. So yeah, it's a great way to actually just get that Pokemon out if you're actually trying to kill. Oh god, great, we actually lost a life. Oh well, 3 stocks will be enough to actually just to beat him. So, but again, if we can continue from or even then, if we lost by Giga Bowser for that matter, there's no way we can actually just beat him for a second chance. So there we go. That concludes the adventure mode for Princess Peach. So, and also the second defeat of Giga Bowser himself. Even though we did got several points though, we might as well say that. We might as well say that much. Once again, the Bowser Trophy's got Explosion. In this case, shatter into pieces until now. And Princess Peach claims her trophy. How marvelous. Yeah, marvelous indeed. So I'm pretty sure that we're pretty much almost done with the Mario characters, at least in the playable Mario characters department, although there are quite a few Mario characters that we haven't showcased for this particular playthrough yet. Although there's only a few quite a few characters we haven't showcased. It's Yoshi, Luigi, and Dr. Mario. Which there are quite a lot of Mario characters, I might say, compared to the original. But this is cool. Alright, so let's see how Princess Peach's credits ending sequence. And she actually carried herself a actual Toad, while the other Toad is actually looking at his doppelganger, which is kind of weird. Before we end things off, actually, let's just go ahead and showcase off the Princess Peach's target test. So, hopefully then, we can actually just showcase these target tests for every character. Like, even though we already come across into the target test already from the classic mode, but as we get to the adventure mode, especially All-Star mode, where we'll get to that until later, that way it will actually showcase the some different characters' target smashes. So that's about it basically when it comes to that. So yeah, I guess that was all I should say about Princess Peach, obviously, because usually, although I haven't played her too much on Smash Bros, I have to say. Well, usually we already got her amiibo though. That's the thing of the frick. Sorry for the bit of a lack of commentary has been going on, but so we'll end things off with just for that. So we're gonna have to end things off here. So next time on Let's Play Super Smash Bros. Melee is the fact that we're returning back to classic mode and actually go and showcase. On this case, let's do two returning characters from Super Smash Bros. 64. The first two will be Yoshi and Kirby is up next. So see you guys then. Later, fellas.